Rumors are swirling that discontent among Republicans over a possible Trump nomination has some considering having a third-party candidate on the ballot this fall. My colleague Bret Baier with the facts and fiction behind another potential candidate joining the race for president.
As the Trump train appears to be chugging toward the GOP nomination, some in the never-Trump group of Republicans have floated the idea of a third-party conservative run. And for that, many are now pointing to this man, retired Marine General James Mattis. It's now much more than a whisper campaign, but it's also not clear the potential candidate is on board.
Have you given any thought to it, and how serious are the rumors about it?
No, I haven't given any thought to it.
How serious are the rumors?
I think people like you know that better than I do.
Don't want to let the next convoy come by, find it the hard way, and end up with somebody else, okay?
A battle-hardened warrior, Mattis was nicknamed the Warrior Monk, known for his humble leadership style, his tell-it-like-it-is speaking manner, and his devotion to his troops.
Probably no officer in our military had as much experience in the Middle East as Jim Mattis. He commanded Central Command as a four-star, but he never lost that, if you will, warrior's edge. I mean, he was always known as a guy who would get out there with the troops.
Mattis, a voracious reader, is a student of history and economics and has almost a cult-like following in the U.S. military.
What he is as a person is a closet intellectual, a man of character and strong values. I know for a fact when General Mattis travels around the country, at times he finds out who the Gold Star families are that in the area where he's visiting, and he coordinates and arranges with them to come to their home and to express his sympathy for their loss of their loved one. And I think that's quite unusual and a testimony to the connection and the emotional and psychological connection that General Mattis still has with his troops and their families.
All testimony to Mattis's character. But is this draft Mattis campaign real? The Daily Beast wrote, quote, close to a dozen influential donors involving politically involved billionaires with deep pockets and conservative leanings are ready to put their resources behind Mattis. The RNC chairman was even recently pressed on all this chatter about Mattis.
Have you talked to party leaders about that, other conservatives about that, and how concerned are you?
Yeah, I've talked to lots of folks within the party and the conservative movement, and they all conclude that it's a dumb idea and it's never going to work and it's not going to happen. It's a nothing burger, and it's something that the media likes to spin, and I don't buy it.
John Noonan, a former national security advisor on the Jeb Bush and Mitt Romney campaigns, is not only buying it, he's now trying to sell Mattis to more Republicans.
The response that we've gotten from the veterans community has been overwhelmingly positive. I do think that the American people, when faced between a choice of Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, will take a serious and solid look at a decorated war hero in the United States Marine.
And when it comes to the logistical challenges of getting a third-party candidate on all the ballots around the country?
It's difficult, but it's not impossible, especially if we see the support that we've seen over the past month or so for the general, and that momentum continues to build. It is totally doable. It can be accomplished. It won't be easy, but it can be done.
Larry Sabato is highly skeptical.
I don't see any way for him to get on all 50 ballots, even if he started today. I think it would take an enormous effort. It's unlikely to succeed. And if he waits, as is more likely, until midsummer, then he'll be lucky to get on 40 ballots, not 50 ballots. He won't really be a national candidate. Just because it's being discussed doesn't mean it's going to happen. And just because it happens, if it does, certainly doesn't mean it's going to succeed.
So far, General Mattis is not saying much on this, but he is weighing in on the current state of the country.
The bottom line on the American situation, though, I think is quite clear that the next president is going to inherit a mess. That's probably the most diplomatic word you can use for it.
He just said a few weeks ago he wasn't interested in anything to do with politics, and I believe him.
Bottom line, most political experts say General Mattis's third-party run potential seems a bit far-fetched. However, the believers say that if he did get in, that he might have a path. Even if he prevented Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump from getting to the 270 electoral votes needed, then the race for president would go to the House of Representatives, where Republicans would make the final decision. Still, is it a dream for the Never Trump crowd or reality? So far, the potential candidate says he doesn't want anything to do with politics. Neither did General Dwight D. Eisenhower, though. Shannon?
Interesting point. Thank you, Bret.